Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone. My name is Kathy. We had reported a couple of days ago that word had come basically on the courthouse steps in the It Ends With Us lawsuit, federal action that had been pending for the past few years in the United States District Court for the Southern District of New York. This is employment related, filed by the plaintiff, Blake Lively, Hollywood actress who was the star of the Hollywood film It Ends With Us. She sued a number of defendants, including Justin Baldoni, who was her co-star. He was also the director of the film It Ends With Us. This lawsuit is based on Ms. Lively's claims of mistreatment, of harassment, of discrimination, and retaliation concerning events that happened during the filming, the production, and publicity for It Ends With Us. Last month, Ms. Lively's claims against Justin Baldoni individually were dismissed. However, there were still a number of claims that survived against other parties in the case that the court found she could bring to trial, scheduled for May 18th, 2026. In the United States District Court, Southern District of New York. We've had an opportunity to look at document number 1434 on the docket. This is the notice of settlement and joint stipulation. So it's the parties going to the judge and formally advising the court. No need for a trial. The parties have resolved their differences here. A copy of this public record on our YouTube channel community page. We have a link if you'd like to read it. What it says here: pursuant to a settlement agreement and through their undersigned counsel, Blake Lively on the one hand and Wayfarer Studios LLC, It Ends With Us Movie LLC, Justin Baldoni, Jamie Heath, Steve Sarowitz, the Agency Group PR LLC, Melissa Nathan, and Jennifer Abel on the other hand. They're known collectively as the Wayfarer parties. Hereby stipulate and agree as follows with respect to the above captioned action. 1. The stipulating parties hereby irrevocably waive any appeal of any orders in the action, including without limitation any appeal by the Wayfarer parties of the order on the motion to dismiss. Going on to page number 2. Here's where things get a little interesting. It says here that notwithstanding anything herein to the contrary, the stipulating parties acknowledge and agree that Blake Lively does not release and retains all claims, rights, and remedies in connection with her pending motion for attorney's fees, treble damages, and punitive damages under California Civil Code 47.1 in the Wayfarer action. It is document number 742 on the court docket if you would like to look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Stipulating parties agree that that motion, the 47.1 motion, in other words, document number 742 on the docket, is not withdrawn and remains pending before this court. The stipulating parties further agree that they hereby irrevocably waive any appeal from this court's determination of the 47.1 motion. 3, the Lively action is dismissed with prejudices between the stipulating parties pursuant to, and then the federal rule of civil procedure is given. It's Rule 41 governing dismissals. Then page 3 has the names, and when you look at this page, you just see the large number of attorneys that were involved on both sides. In looking at this, what Ms. Lively did is she filed a motion for reimbursement of her attorney's fees for treble, that's 3 times the damages, and punitive damages on her case. And she wants the judge to rule. The parties, and this is both sides, they agreed that this settlement does not take this matter into consideration. Usually when there's a settlement, all claims are done and everybody moves on, but not so here. And this was something that the defense team agreed to. We are awaiting a ruling from the judge. The fact that they're saying here that they irrevocably waive means whatever the judge says here, there's not going to be any further appeals to the appellate court in the federal court system. It's whatever the judge rules on Lively's 47.1 motion will be it. So we're going to continue to monitor the docket for further developments regarding Lively's still pending 47.1 motion for the court's order regarding that matter. Until next time, this is Kathy. Thank you for joining us here today.